Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to record this short message to the attendees of the event of the Standing International Forum of Commercial Courts. I would like, first of all, to thank the organizers for inviting me to participate, and in particular, Chief Justice Sundaresh Menon, who initiated this invitation and with whom I had very interesting discussions on technology in legal decision making during my last in person visit to Singapore. The topic of my short recording today will be predictive legal analytics. You are probably all well aware of what it is. In its simplest terms, it is the use of machine learning, artificial intelligence, which is trained on a given data set of legal judicial decisions in order to be able to correctly predict the outcome of future similar decisions. You might also be aware of a number of studies that have been conducted in the US on decisions of the US Supreme Court, and in Europe, for instance, on decisions of the European Court of Human Rights. And these studies have shown that these algorithmic models are capable of predicting a correct outcome in 70 to 80% of the cases. Now, a lot could be said on the methodology of those studies and the detailed results of them, which I won't have time to do here. I might just refer to a recent article that I have written, which is entitled Artificial Intelligence and Legal Decision Making, which I believe has been made available to all attendees of this event. I want to focus here on 2 points in particular. First, the need for and absence of legal reasonings in these types of use of technology, and then maybe a little bit more philosophical, the implications of the use of this technology on theoretical theories of legal decision making. So first of all, first point, the need for or absence of legal reasonings. The studies I've mentioned show that these algorithmic models are capable to predict a correct outcome, as I said, in 70 or 80% of the cases, which is quite impressive. What they cannot do so far is to provide reasons why they have come to a certain outcome. Providing legal reasons in a decision is often said to be one of the pillars of the rule of law. That's for a number of reasons. It is to help the losing party understand why it lost and hopefully also make that party accept the outcome more easily. It is also for other parties and the public more generally, if the decision is published, to be able to take it into account and adapt their behavior in the future. And it is also for other decision makers to be able to understand the underlying reasoning and either follow it or explain their departure in a future decision and the reasons therefore. Now, for all of these reasons, legal reasoning is important. That is not to say that in some instances the parties might not forgo their right for legal reasons, and there might be very good instances to do so. But if legal reasons are required, this is where technology and AI potentially reaches its limits. There is actually a stream of legal research in the technology sector, AI research, that specifically deals with the question whether AI can provide reasons for its decisions and outcomes. And this is called explainable AI or XAI. And it's a very interesting part of the research in computer science. However, even if AI were to be able to give reasons, these reasons would be very different from the ones that we are used to see in legal decisions, because they would be either probabilistic or statistical in nature, because that is the way AI and these predictive legal analytical models work. So think about a decision on which the underlying reason would be because there is a 97.5% of likelihood that this outcome is correct. That is the type of reason that we can expect. Another type of reason that we can expect from AI is there has been a factor or a combination of factors that has led the model to calculate a certain probability of likelihood of a certain outcome. Now, these types of reasons will, I submit to you, not be very satisfactory to the human addressees of those decisions. It is a little bit like if I were to provide in an exam to a student the result of the exam and as an explanation of a bad grade that the majority of the other students have done better. That would not be very helpful for that student. Rather, the student would like to know how to improve his or her own abilities. Now, this leads me to my second point, which will be briefer, on the use of technology and its implication for actually the theoretical underpinning of legal decision making. In very broad and simple terms, there are two main schools, theories on legal decision making. There is legal formalism, which positions that decisions are made by applying the facts to pre-established rules of law by pure means of logic in a sort of almost mathematical, objective and mechanical way. And the theory of legal realism criticizes that mathematical, mechanical result by saying decision makers actually do also take decisions taking into account non-legal extraneous factors such as instinct, emotions, political considerations, etc. In any event, the use of technology does not sit well with either of those theories. If we accept, as we must, that artificial intelligence is based on statistics and probabilities alone, it also means that applying it to legal decision making will indeed be a very important paradigm shift in the logical underpinning, theoretical underpinning of legal decision making. It's not a pure application of predetermined rule. It is not an influence by external factors. It is actually a simple probabilistic and statistical analysis. Now, I've tried to develop this a little further in my article if you would like to read more into this, but I think it is important to keep in mind that the use of technology not only changes on its face the way justice is rendered, but potentially also has important implications, more in-depth implications on the legal and theoretical underpinnings of legal decision making. So I will leave you with this thought and I wish you a very successful rest of the conference. Thank you.